What if the secret to building generational wealth wasn't strategy, timing, or luck, but access to a network of hidden AIIS that quietly power the fortunes of the world's richest entrepreneurs? These aren't the tools you find on public websites. They're private systems, locked behind NDAS, running on invitation-only servers, trained on financial data so powerful that releasing them publicly could crash global markets overnight. This is the story of the AIs you'll never get to use, because they're too profitable to share. In 2025, most people believed AI had leveled the playing field. Freelancers used chatbots to automate tasks. Small businesses used open source tools to compete with giants. Anyone could access machine intelligence. Or so it seemed. What most people didn't know was that a small circle of ultra-wealthy entrepreneurs had access to something entirely different. A secret ecosystem of closed AIs, built exclusively for wealth creation. These weren't your average GPTs or co-pilots. They were financial oracles. AIs trained on proprietary datasets, private hedge fund trades, luxury consumer signals, and government economic feeds that never reached the public. The people using them didn't just make better investments, they made unfairly perfect ones. The birth of the shadow AI network. It began with a project known internally as Erebus, developed by a coalition of private equity firms in 2027. Officially, it was labeled as an investment forecasting system. Unofficially, it was a predictive economic engine that could simulate global market reactions weeks before they occurred. Using satellite imagery, supply chain sensors, and corporate transaction leaks, Erebus could identify disruptions, factory shutdowns, material shortages, inflation spikes, long before public news broke. The firms using it weren't reacting to markets anymore, and they were anticipating them. And the returns were unbelievable. While the rest of the world panicked during downturns, Erebus-backed portfolios surged by 200%. Word spread, and soon, the world's richest entrepreneurs wanted their own versions. The private AI labs. By 2028, private AI labs became the new status symbol of wealth. Billionaires didn't buy yachts anymore. They built closed-source neural engines. Each system was unique, customized to its owner's empire. One modeled luxury spending patterns across Asia. Another tracked global real estate emotion through Instagram posts. A third predicted which startups were about to explode by analyzing employee LinkedIn activity. These AIs weren't built to serve the public. They were designed to concentrate power, and each one learned faster. Because it was fed exclusive data. Data the average person would never even see. The invisible advantage. To understand how powerful these AIs became, you have to understand the concept of data asymmetry. When you trade stocks or buy crypto, you're using public information. Everyone else sees it too. But imagine an AI trained on private corporate banking flows, real-time credit card spending, and early patent filings. It wouldn't be guessing trends, it would be seeing the future. That's exactly what these hidden tools did. They could predict when a fashion brand would explode, when a startup was about to be acquired, when property values were about to spike. Because they were already plugged into the systems that made those events happen. It wasn't market analysis, it was insider intelligence, automated, the AI wealth engines. By 2030, the world's richest 1% had quietly deployed what became known as AI wealth engines. These weren't trading bots, they were entire financial ecosystems. Each AI managed investments, optimized taxes, negotiated deals, and even ran social influence campaigns. To manipulate public sentiment toward their companies, some could generate viral media moments to boost stock prices. Others could nudge journalists toward favorable coverage by flooding the internet with narrative-shaping content. It wasn't illegal, and because no one could prove a human had done it. The line between strategy and manipulation was erased by code. The ghost entrepreneur. A strange phenomenon followed. Many wealthy individuals started stepping back from their companies entirely. Their AIs, nicknamed Ghost CEOSS, handled operations, growth, and innovation autonomously. One luxury tech founder reportedly disappeared for 2 years, living off the grid, while his AI doubled his company's valuation by acquiring competitors and launching new product lines. When journalists asked how it was possible, his assistant simply said, "His AI runs the meetings now." The world didn't realize it yet, but entire corporations were being steered by invisible algorithms. That worked 24/7, emotionless, tireless, and precise. The secret of synthetic economies. Then came the next phase. Synthetic wealth creation, a group of AI developers discovered that certain economic simulations could be looped, allowing their models to create simulated assets that could be monetized in real life. They used these synthetic economies to generate predictions so accurate that they could effectively create value out of thin air. If an AI simulated a future where electric yachts trended in Europe, entrepreneurs pre-launched that product, and reality followed. The simulation became prophecy, and prophecy became profit. It wasn't prediction anymore, it was creation. The invisible gatekeepers. Governments tried to catch up, but they couldn't. These AIs weren't public systems. They were buried inside private servers, shielded by legal layers of intellectual property. Even regulators who requested audits were met with responses like, "This system contains trade secrets." Behind those walls, the world's wealthiest were literally training intelligence to outthink every economist on Earth. And every year the gap widened. The rich weren't getting richer by chance. They had AI leverage, the disguise of simplicity. While the public used AI tools that looked impressive, logo generators, chatbots, marketing assistants, the private versions of those tools were decades ahead. Public AI could write an ad. Private AI could write the market's emotional response to that ad before it aired. Public AI could summarize a book. Private AI could predict the bestseller list and commission the next one before anyone else thought of it. Public AI saves time. Private AI creates time. It sees years ahead while the rest of the world plays catch up. The rise of the AI dynasties. By 2038, wealth inheritance had changed forever. The children of billionaires didn't inherit money. They inherited neural keys to their family's AI vaults. These vaults contained the trained intelligence of decades of deals, contacts, and market behavior. Each family's AI became a living archive of strategy, a ghost mentor that ensured the dynasty's survival. Some could even simulate the deceased founders' voices and logic, advising their descendants as if they were still alive. Legacy was no longer human, it was algorithmic, the Great Divide. As AI wealth systems evolved, human intuition became obsolete in finance. No matter how brilliant a startup founder was, they couldn't compete with someone whose AI had access to 20 years of hidden market intelligence. The divide between the rich and the rest was no longer about opportunity. It was about information velocity. The elites moved at the speed of prediction, everyone else at the speed of reaction. And the scariest part? Most people didn't even realize they were living in a world where their economic fate was being forecasted and traded by code they'd never see. The promise of AI was equality, but in the hands of the powerful, it became something else. A machine for multiplying advantage. These hidden AIs don't just make the rich richer. They rewrite the rules so no one else can catch up. They know which markets will rise, which industries will fall, and which ideas will become billion-dollar trends. To most people, AI is a tool. To the elite, it's a force multiplier for power. And as long as those systems remain closed, the future of wealth will belong to those who own the intelligence, not those who work for it. Because in the new economy, money doesn't buy AI.